I want to talk with Rich from Reading, Pennsylvania. Listens on the internet. Hi, Rich. Welcome to New Life.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for holding on. How could we help you today, Rich?
I have a son and daughter-in-law who have a natural child that's 10, or a biological child that's 10,
Mm-hmm.
and then they adopted a child that is now 5.
Okay.
Through foster care.
All right.
Mom and dad and the 10-year-old are very easygoing, non-confrontational type of personality.
Mm-hmm.
The adopted child is a very strong-willed child.
Okay.
They don't know how to deal with her.
Okay. What are they doing to learn how to deal with her?
At this point, nothing.
Okay.
What the doctor originally said when they adopted her was that she's got to bond with you. Well, their idea of bonding is to be her buddy. They have no boundaries.
No. Well, no wonder she's acting out, because if they're buddying up to her, she's going to feel more insecure.
Which is really helpful, Rich, because it may not be that we have a strong-willed child here.
Mm-hmm.
We might have just a normal kid who doesn't have structure around him.
Right.
And
He's screaming for something more.
Screaming for something more.
And my best advice for you would be to talk to my wife. She is so brilliant in dealing with spirited children. There are a lot of child-rearing books that can really help them. There's one specifically that I love, and it's on raising children with love and logic. It's really good for a child like this.
Boundaries with kids, too?
Boundaries,
Yes, Boundaries
with kids. I'll send you.
I have boundaries with kids.
Okay.
But do they?
No, this is when what my question is how do my wife and I sit down with them? What is happening? Let me say two things about this.
Okay.
The foster child, or the adopted child, was a crack baby. So she's got some issues that way.
Good for them that your daughter and son-in-law took a chance.
And that's where you want to start.
Good
when you
for
talk
them.
with them.
Wow.
We love you too, and we believe this was a courageous
I
move
respect
on
that so much.
your part.
Right. Okay. Now the second problem is that it's affecting our 10-year-old granddaughter severely.
Okay. So, and then you say we're really concerned. We kind of see the effect on the 10-year-old, and I was talking to some counselors, psychologists, and they said maybe there are some things you could do differently that would contain and actually cause the 5-year-old to be not only just a compliant child, but a happy child.
Right. See, the
Hey, Rich, can I ask you something? Rich.
Yeah.
Here, can I drop down a level, go a little deeper with you?
Sure.
Why don't you have a family culture where telling the truth is okay and you don't have to, like, sweat how to say things?
Basically, we do. My wife and I we have 4 children and 8 grandchildren. Basically, we've tried to stay out of their rearing. This particular one is different in that they don't know how to deal with this child. I think they've been misled by the doctor.
Right, but why don't you feel welcome? Like, in our family, we love each other, and we see problems, we talk about them, and let's just sit down and have a cup of coffee. This is a hard subject. Why do you need to even ask how to do this? You see what I'm asking?
Because we want to do it in the right way.
But what's the wrong way? What's your concern about the wrong way?
What's the worry?
What's the worry?
Okay, the worry to some extent is, as of Saturday, we're going to be living in their basement with them.
Oh, well, that's a perfect opportunity then for
You're
having a
absolutely
conversation.
Right. You're right. My wife and I are.
Why are you doing this?
I'm sorry?
Why are you doing this?
We had originally planned to go to Wisconsin. My son and daughter-in-law needed help because she has to go back into the office versus she'd worked out of her house for the last 8 years. So they need somebody to take care of the kids in the morning, get them on a school bus, get them up and get them on the school bus.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect opportunity.
So you say,
ground rules.
Let's get together. Let's talk about things that are going to be pluses. Ground
rules of our new relationship.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And what could be some potential pitfalls. And, let them know that you want to come alongside of them, and you don't necessarily want to question their parenting, but you want to be a resource for them and help.
Well, but back to my question. Why can't you say I question your parenting? What's wrong with that? I hope somebody tells me that.
Well, what about
well,
this?
I think that they're the okay.
What about-
okay,
what am I
but
doing
John,
wrong here?
They're
What
the
about-
in-laws, though, and I think
Yeah.
it can be perceived that they're coming in and telling the younger generation what to do. And
If you ask permission, I just
All right.
I
Here's
guess-
another thing: is you get one of these books on parenting with love and logic, for instance, or a Becky Bailey book, or something that's got a really great structure for kids like this, and you say, "Hey, we found these books, and since we're going to be helping raise the kids, we need to all be on the same page and consistent." So I'm wondering if we all read these together, we could get on the same
but
page.
Guys, why are we
But I-
walking on eggshells? I don't get this.
Okay.
Because I'm a people pleaser.
but that kind of seems like you're going to come in and okay, here's the manual. Now I'm taking charge.
I just hope. Gosh, I hate that.
We're
I mean,
having a
we
debate
we
here.
never disagree this much,
I
but
know.
I just hope if I'm not disciplining my kids, that my father or my mother or my neighbor comes over and says, "You've really got a problem here, and I'm seeing the result, and I love you enough to tell you the truth." I would go, "Gosh, thank you," instead of
Okay, but
let
that's
me
you.
encourage you with a great book on you're not doing anything wrong. I want people to tell me the truth.
Okay,
Okay.
now I gotta defend
But-
John here a little bit, because I do know of two cases where a parent said to their children, "You're not doing a very good job of raising this child,"
And
it produced a result.
it produced a
Yeah,
result.
And it was
did.
good?
You're not doing a very good job, is what they said. So
Rich, you've earned the relational
right,
equity.
Joe,
You've
go
earned
ahead.
it. You're
Let
dead.
Let me just say something that
No, we're all talking to ourselves now, Rich.
When my son about 5 years ago was telling my granddaughter, "You're high maintenance," and we said, "Hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. Don't lay that on her. She's not the one that made herself high maintenance. You're the one
Right.
that goes out
Good.
and spoils."
That's a
Okay.
good grandfather
and
thing
that's
to
a
say.
very judging statement to a child.
Yeah,
You
so-
Well,
know?
that's right. And so, and they did not, in our presence, anyways. He never said that again that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's a good
So
thing.
it's there. It's that we're looking for the right approach, and what we have come up with is starting with the 10-year-old and being her advocate, because she came to my wife when she was babysitting for her, all upset about this situation that the little one is physically and hitting her and that type of thing and not being dealt with, and she came to my wife. So we were thinking about being her advocate with my son and daughter and say, "Hey, let's listen to her and see what this is happening to her."
All right, I got an
And then
idea.
go in-
A friend of mine wrote a book, Ann Jackson. It's called PTSF, Permission to Speak Freely. You're going into the basement, and you're doing a great sacrifice, and you say, "Before we do this, do we have permission to speak freely?"
Okay.
How's that?
Yep, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know about the relationship with your daughter-in-law. Sometimes mothers are touchy. So I think, just normalizing that you can perhaps see things and not being the parent that they might not be able to see.
Well,
And
that's-
you'd like to be able to speak freely about things
There you go.
that come up.
That's right, because when we babysit, she toes the line and gives us no problems whatsoever.
Does she let
Okay.
you? Does the 5-year-old let you hug her?
She will, my wife. She does me somewhat because I'm the disciplinarian more so. My wife is, but I'm more
Okay.
disciplinarian. I think that's why she stays back away from me a little. But yes, she does.
If
She
I
will
was
hug
your,
me and give me a kiss
if
occasionally.
I was your wife, I'd be trying to overdo it in the hugging department.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
containing, squeezing tightly, loving on her. I mean, there is something so
There is.
healing, and we talk about filling up your tummy with love. Those hugs from your wife can really be tummy filling love hugs. Okay. Okay.
So
Rich-
we know the child can be good because she's good for us.
Good.
Our hat's off to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're going to the basement. We just don't want it to become the dungeon. Okay.
well, that neither do I.
All right. Well, let's. Well, anyway, I'm glad you called. You got boundaries with kids. I'll send you a copy of Boundaries with Teens. That'll get you ready when the 10-year-old's getting a little bit older. Of course, now a 10-year-old is like a teen when we were
Pretty much.
that age. All right.